Alright, stream, I just wanted to update anybody that's watching. This is taking a while. The Final Fantasy organized play website has been down. We are working on it. We just now have loaded the tournament and have begun re-adding everybody in because it was just completely bricked. Just getting a timeout error every time we try to load it. But it is back up, and we're just getting everybody in name by name. So we will have everybody in, and then we will get started the second that we have everybody in and are ready to go. We appreciate everybody's patience here in the room, as well as you guys out there on the World Wide Web. So thank you so much. Just hold on just a little bit longer. Once we get everybody typed in, we will go ahead and get started. Grab a coffee, eat your breakfast, go to the bathroom, whatever you need to do. This is going to take a little bit, but once we're done, like I said, we'll get started immediately. So we'll talk to you guys soon.
working on both. We will start the second we get the Climax software full of everyone's names and paired so that we can put somebody on this screen code. But thank you for your patience. We will start hopefully within the next 10-15 minutes. We've got most of the names in. We're just finishing up some and making sure that everyone that's here today is in.
Just wanted to let everybody know that we are typing everyone's names in. Thank you so much for your patience. We're getting through it. We should be done here in the next 10-15. The software crashed for a little while there, and now we're having to reset everything. So we will start a second we are ready with everybody's name in, and we've made sure that everyone is here and in correctly, and is in the software correctly, not incorrectly. So we will update you once we know. Thank you for your patience. Keep tuned in, and we'll start the second we're ready. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thanks for the update.
got everybody's names in. We've double-checked the roster, and we have pushed out round 1 pairings. So we were going to get the players seated, and once they are all sat down, we will turn this over to the table so that we can get started for real. So
Woohoo!
hype levels are up.
Do you want to turn on the visuals yet, Matt?
Yeah, I can go ahead and turn on the table so that way they can just you'll only be seeing the table, empty table here. All right. Oh, and somebody's hand. There we go. They're waiting in line to get to their pairings, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
I'm told the stream's running a little choppy on YouTube. I don't know if there's anything we can do about that, but
I can see if. Let's see if I can play around with the settings and get that lag down a little. So yeah, I'll lower the bitrate a little. That'll hurt quality, but hopefully it'll run a little smoother.
say if it means smoother, probably worth it.
Yeah, definitely worth it.
Yeah, and I can see the little warning message there in the bottom left-hand corner on OBS too,
Yeah, being like,
saying
hey,
encoding overloaded.
Yeah, ranges from 3,500 to 6,000. So we'll set it to. Actually, I think it was at 3,500. Set it to 300. It'll be paused if the recording quality is set to same as stream.
I see NRVA returners, Matt.
Huh?
Oh, I was just commenting on the Matt I saw.
Oh. Okay, there we go. Turn the bitrate down. Hopefully that will give us a little bit more of a smooth stream. And then we will go ahead and we'll get the players' names. Oriented to how I'm looking at it. Oh, sorry about that.
Meta Potion, this would be the very start of the tournament, to answer your question in chat.
What round
As
is it? Yeah, the very start.
round one.
We're in round 1 because of some major software issues and having to reset pretty much everything. All right, I'm going to go grab these players' names, and I'm going to toss them up on the screen so we can
Thank you, sir.
get excited.
Hooray. Yeah. He's got the RVA returners mat, and Cody's got his own personal mat, so. Must be on a pretty decent delay from YouTube, still hasn't shown up on there. All right, folks, I'm going to commentate this as if you can hear it. So hopefully you can. We have Cody on the left versus Mr. Snugsy himself, John Schreiner, on the right. And I'm not sure who won the die roll. Oh, sorry. Give us a second. We're working out some technical issues, but I'll keep talking as if you can hear it anyway. Usually, if you're just on the scene, unless there's something to like send it out live, make sure that's the one you're live looking at. Okay. Looks like John will be going first. John is on, I believe, a monsters list using Mira as well as Realm. Turn 1, he's going to put down a Queen Braun, which lets him search out a princess. He searches out the Opus 18 Legend Elena and passes the turn there. I don't really have the ability to go back and forth between the streams, so hopefully they can all see. And if you can hear my voice, apologies for any technical issues we're having. So Cody, turn 1, pitches 3 cards, puts out Laguna. This is a 5-cost, 8,000 power forward Laguna, which searches out an ice forward and goes to get Verstale. Okay. All right. Wasn't expected to see this today. I just assumed he might be on normal Warrior of Light stuff. 7-cost Warrior of Light. Looks like he pitched a Theodore, and I can't tell what the other 2 cards are. But yeah. So Laguna goes ahead and searches out Verstale. We opt not to jam it out this turn. Going to go ahead and pass it back to John. John also pitches 3 cards. Okay, so he is on Warrior of Light. I thought he might have been on a monster list, but flips a Cuchulainn, a Lord of the Wool, an Ash, a Ceramobius, and an Aria. Ooh, actually only hits 1 target. So it looks like this might be mono water Warrior of Light 7. So he does hit a Ceramobius. Ceramobius, when she enters the field, will create a crystal. Whenever she creates a crystal, she also can check the top card of your deck. I believe if it's a backup, you can add it to your hand. Otherwise, you can choose to put it on the bottom of the deck. John's going to reveal. It is a full art Legend Tidus from Opus 16, and he's just going to keep that right there. Nope, he does opt to put it on the bottom. So it is 7 wool, which I was expecting to see today, but I was not expecting to see it in this form. I'm assuming Cody is going to GM out Mr. Verstale over there. Yep, here he comes. Verstale will now reveal 5 cards, and we can add anything that I think it's. Is it 4 and above, or is it 5 and above? I think it's 5 and above. So we revealed a Theodore, an Orphan, a Physalis, a Sid Reigns, and I can't quite tell what that. I think it's Esail, maybe. So we're looking at Orphan and Theodore. Considering Physalis too. Or no, you get 3 cards that are 5 and above. Yep, so we'll take Physalis, Orphan, and Theodore. I'm so used to Giga Wall. It's like where you only get 2 of them. That's right, Verstale gets you a healthy 3 back, so he essentially just refilled his hand. Oh, and we have the Renoa Flicker. Oh, baby. So we're going to pitch Theodore and Orphan. Flicker Verstale. Going to re-enter the field, do it all over again. We've got a Garuda, an Ultimecia, another Verstale, a Griever. Holy moly, what is this list? I mean, it's Verstale, baby. And that's what I get for looking away for just a second to check the chat. I believe he picked up Griever and one other thing, but I apologize. I didn't 100% see it. Got plenty of cards in our break zone already, turboing through the bin. We could attack with Laguna, but that would not be a very good idea, as Warrior of Light could freely block that. Looks like we have 5 in hand, if I'm counting correctly, so we could just pass safely. Do not need to jam anything else out here if we don't want to. And yep, looks like that's what we're going to do. Pass over to John, and we'll see what he can counter with, stack up as well. I see Mog 6 in hand to prevent any further searching. Not that, I mean, Verstale isn't a search, it's a reveal, so it won't do anything against that. And John is considering his turn. And give me 1 second. I'm just going to check on the YouTube side. Yeah, it looks like it's having issues. Hopefully, people can still hear this at some point. I'll keep going as if they can. Yeah. So there we're going to go ahead and hit our first limit break of the day. Pitching the Mog, hitting Leo, digging 1 deeper for a card. Usually when people Leo, it's not because it's that they're trying to find something better that they have, or maybe they just didn't have anything amazing they wanted to put out. John could send this Wool 7 in, and he opts to do so. Goes for a point of damage, hits another Renoa, and passes on to Cody. Yeah, I checked the stream really quick. I can see like a video image, but it's frozen. They're not. It might be worth it to just restart the stream if you think that would help. Yeah. Is it coming through? Yeah, it looks like that person said they're getting 1 frame per minute. I don't know if they can at least hear me talking in real time. We're going to pitch a Physalis, and I think that's Griever. I'm going to pitch 3 cards total. Put out Ultimecia. So this is a recent Legend Ultimecia, not the Lightning one. This is the Ice one. So this card was built for the Verstale deck. We're going to remove as many characters up to 5, and if any are 5 or more, we get to dull freeze a character our opponent controls for each one of those. And we do have a ultimate shield on John's side, so we will protect Sarah Mobius, Warrior of Light, as well as Leo. We will still get the Brawn back up, and that should cause John to discard as well. Yeah, it looks like he got rid of an Aria. Man, who needs backups? Why do that when you just jam these words out, right? I think, is Ultimecia 9? I believe she's 9. Yeah, so that's going to be Cody's biggest body. However, Warrior of Light is down, so we're going to send in Laguna. We could break that crystal to get 1,000 increase on Ceremobius, decide not to. Take a point of damage, hits a Leviathan, Lord of the Whirl into damage. Probably won't attack with the Renoa. It would be suicide. Cody looks like he's just trying to contemplate if he wants to put on any more pressure or if he'll pass to John at this point. Someone said, yeah, they'll pretend they're listening to a game. So looks like, yeah, right. It's the old play-by-play. It's a great day here at the Materia Cup ballpark. Da 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 da. Yeah, I'm trying to keep everyone guessing. So currently, Cody has a dull, I almost said exerted, too much Lorcana, a dull Laguna on the field that just attacked, an active Ultimisia, Verstale, and Renoa. And John on his side has a Sarah Mobius, the water forward one, three cost, 7k. Light Warrior of Light, a Leo, and a Frozen Brawn backup. He also has one crystal in the tank. John, it does pass to John's turn. He's going to draw 2 cards. I'll try to do as much play-by-play as I can until the visuals come back up. And John just, with the draw pass, doesn't go in for the attack, does not play anything, sends it right back to Cody. John would absolutely love another way to generate crystals. The more crystals Sarah Mobius has, she can use it to bump her power by 1,000 and get the Minwoo effect. But for right now, just sends it right back. He can trade the Ultimisia if it swings in with the Warrior of Light. Probably doesn't want to do that. But he technically could. Ultimisia. Now, everything on Cody's field, it doesn't present any continued threat other than its power, correct? There's no additional on-attack effects. There's nothing like that. John technically has continued value with the Warrior of Light and the Sarah Mobius. Cody looks like he's got about 4 cards in hand. He's pitching. Oh, no, okay, he had 5. So he's pitching 3, putting out the Orphan. So he is going to start trying to hit John's hand, do some discard. John goes ahead and takes a look at Orphan. So at the start of Cody's attack phase, Orphan will cause a discard for John. Anytime John discards a card due to Cody's summons or abilities, Orphan will get a doll. Looks like we're going to let that resolve. John pitches a Loporrit, and we actually use a wall special to prevent just a doll. Huh. That's interesting. I don't know. That seems a little expensive for a single doll. Thank you, Rain's Fire. I appreciate it. So Cody is now sending in his Ultimisia 9k. John could opt to trade with his Warrior of Light, although I don't think he wants to get it off the field for that Ultimate Shield. By the way, the Ultimate Shield he pitched was the new standard unit benefit Warrior of Light. Goes ahead and blocks with the Leo. So Leo just does a little chump block. And then he used Leviathan to bounce the Orphan? Did he? So the Leviathan that's sitting on top of his break zone is the what they call the Levi Tarasu one. Did he pitch one under that, or did he exile cards for the bounce effect? I thought that one just canceled it, so I'm not sure why Orphan went back to his hand. Maybe I'm seeing the wrong Leviathan. Maybe it's the one that it actually bounces something back to your hand, or was it bronze effect? Well, I'm glad you guys can hear me at least. I'll continue to try to give you a play-by-play. Yeah, I do see a Leviathan sitting in the break zone, and I thought that was the Levi Tarasu version based on what I can see. Maybe it was. All I know is Orphan went back to Cody's hand, so he bounced it somehow. Unless it's the Brawn has a secondary effect. Let me see if I can pull Brawn up really quick. It's been a minute since I know it has like an extra effect when something potentially dies. Let's see. They are checking break zones right now. You can tell both players are trying to figure out what exactly they want to do. Queen Brane. Let's see. When a job king forward. Okay, that's what it was. So a king was put into the field of the break zone. Pay to choose a forward turn. Okay, so that's what happened. Leo is technically a king. Leo died. He sent it back. Yeah. Looks like we did party attack in with Renoa and Verstale. We did actually hit an Ash EX burst, but on only a single backup. That's just a minor 2,000 power drain, so that is not going to cut it as far as good burst removal. And Cody can keep applying this party pressure every turn, so John definitely needs to find a way to either get more power. We know that Orphan's going to come again. Are we going to Leo again? Yeah, we are going to Leo a second time. So we do have the Braun online again, potentially. Leo will draw us a card deeper. But John does not have a lot of resources he's working with right now. Looks like maybe 3 total. Yeah, he's really wishing he had gotten a second card off that original Wool 7. Unfortunately, he's just not able to get much of a board state. Like, yeah, he can make the Leo. The Leo can die. He can get rid of another card to bounce the Orphan again, keep making Cody pay for it. But, I mean, Cody's going to be happy to pay for that Orphan every turn if it means he's essentially getting 2 cards out of his hand. We may just need to chump block with the Ceremobius, maybe. Take out one of these party attacks. I don't know. Granted, he's only on damage 2, so perhaps John can just be patient. He's not under, like, insane pressure that's like, oh my gosh, he's going to die this turn, so... My just concern for him is his hand size, because if Cody keeps hitting his hand with that Orphan over and over again, like, he's never going to be able to stabilize. All right, Cody has hit his limit as well. It goes to our limit break deck. He is pulling out Surgis. Surgis presumably is going to doll a forward on John's side of the field. Might even do the Leo just to prevent the bounce. No, we have another ultimate shield in hand, this time another light warrior of light. So I wonder what his target was. If his target was anything other than Warrior of Light, I think you just let that go through, right? It was probably the Warrior of Light itself, because then I think you just want to replay Warrior of Light and try to get another hit. But I'm assuming he chose Warrior of Light himself. That is like the 3rd ultimate shield John has used just to prevent these dolls. Yes, Adam, I will do a bonus burst once it comes up. Sorry, I kind of missed the Ash because we're just still working on the technical details. So Cody is swinging in with Ultimecia. Looks like we hit I think that's Realm into damage, the water realm that generates crystals. I thought it was a monsterless earlier because I saw the realm at the top of the deck list, but this makes more sense. And we're going to come in with a party attack. Does John go to 4? Is he willing to trade one of these out at this point? John checking Cody's break zone to see what gives him the best options. Could trade the Ceremobius here. Man, if we had that other Light Warrior of Light in hand, you could just block with the Warrior of Light and then you go in on the next one, right? I'm assuming Cody tried to dull Warrior of Light, but I'm assuming that's what John was trying to go in. Will block with the Leo. Leo's going to deal probably 3,000 to Verstale. John gave a little hand-shaking motion, so I'm assuming he's not using the Braun effect. And going to pass. Can he draw into something useful? He will have his backup up. He's got 4 cards in hand. Again, everything Cody has on the board right now is essentially just entry effects. But he does have a lot of bodies, and these party attacks can just keep pushing through. Pitch a Paladin. Putting out X-Ray. Wow, I haven't seen that monster in a minute. So I know on damage 5 it can be broken to draw 2 cards. Or is it like double the effect? Let me pull up X-Ray. It's been a minute. So he just broke it immediately to, looks like, draw 2 cards. I know X-Ray has a damage 5 effect, so give me a second while I pull that one up. While John is looking. X-Ray. Put it into the break zone, draw 2 cards. On damage 5, you draw 3. That's what it is. Okay. So he played the X-Ray, immediately broke it to draw 2 more cards, which John's been doing a lot of. He used the Leo earlier to draw deeper. He keeps digging deeper, but Other than the occasional Leo, his board has not developed at all. So either he's not seeing what he wants, which is kind of crazy that, yeah, he hasn't been able to stick another forward or backup. Granted, he had a Warrior of Light in hand, so maybe some of the light color was junking up his hand a bit. Cody's got to be feeling really good right now, though. He's essentially under no pressure at the moment. I can see, okay, so there's an Astrologian in John's hand. He kind of tilted his cards there for a second so I could see on the camera. But the Astrologian was the only one I could really tell that he had. No, I think if you're referring to that bounce from earlier, I think he used the Brawn. Okay, so we do play the Astrologian. We had to pitch a Lena, unfortunately. Put one on top. Hopefully an EX burst. One to the hand and pass. That's it. Oh man, if we have another dull on Cody's side, I don't know if we're gonna have another ultimate shield to prevent lethal here. Cody has 5 attackers ready to go. Granted, he is going to have to do some party attacking. John can take 3 points of damage before he's toast. He did get to stack a card on top, so it's very possible he saw a burst and he just slapped it right on top of that deck. Granted, something like an Ash is still only going to do minus 4,000. Maybe if it's like a Leviathan bounce burst. Cody could Victoria here from the limit break zone, but it wouldn't be enough to kill Wool, and Sarah could use the crystal to save herself and essentially take no damage from it. Oh, Physalis. Yeah, that works. Gonna attempt to Dull Freeze Wool. Yeah, it goes through. John is clearly out of specials. Send in Ultimecia. What was that card John put on top? Is it a bonus burst? We hit a Kuchulain the Impure, so we can turn off the abilities for something for this turn. Unfortunately, that effect isn't amazing, but we do get to draw a card at least. Hits the Physalis. We do get one more card draw. Are we dead here? We can send in Laguna. Sarah could trade. Yeah, the only thing Cody can't send in... Laguna's the last one he can send in alone. So John will take another... No? He thought about the damage. Pitching something from hand. We have a back attack? Holy moly, we have back attack. It's Miwa. Miwa goes ahead and stands up the Warrior of Light. We activated all our forwards, and Warrior of Light's going to block, take out the Laguna. Very nice. Did not see that one coming. You'll never see it coming. So Laguna's down. Okay, so there you go. We got one more thing off the board. Cody can party attack in if he wants to. We could trade with the Sarah at this point, though. Cody has nothing in hand, so the only thing he can do at this point is he can party attack with any of the Verstale, the Renoa, or the Surgis. Yeah, I think there's an argument you could just not push here. Because John might even just chump block with the Warrior of Light again. Because if he potentially draws another one, not that he'll have the resources to cast it this turn, then he can just jam it out. All right, we are going to go for the party attack. So Surgis and Renoa. We could block with Warrior of Light, kill one of them. We could block with Sarah. Yep, we will do the Warrior of Light. Go ahead and take care of Renoa. Doesn't really want him to play Surgis from the limit break zone again. And we pass. So we have a Miwa and a Sarah Mobius on the field. But I think we only have 3 cards in hand. Lena Leviathan would feel amazing right now, but I'm not sure if there's even a Leviathan in the damage zone. Or not the, sorry, in the break zone. I think John has like a Paladin in hand from the little I can see. Which I believe is just the crystal generator, right? I think it says gain a crystal on entry, draw a card if you have 3 or less backups. He's got a decent sized break zone. Like he might be in Lena Leviathan range, but I just don't think he has the cards. But again, the Paladin's the only thing I can see for sure. You could play the Paladin, draw one deeper, but Cody has that Physalis online. It's going to dull freeze something. We are gonna. John has hit his limit for the third time. This is the third Leo we are seeing. We're gonna draw one more card. He is not seeing something he wants. We really need to get a card like Physalis off the board here. We definitely need it. Yeah, Cody is sitting so pretty right now because he only has 1 point of damage, and he's just the one putting on the pressure every turn. Are we just passing? Yeah, we're going to pass. So we have a Miwa, a Ceramobius, and a Leo on defense. We can use the Brawn effect on the Leo if we want to bounce one more thing. Of course, Cody can also just dull freeze the Leo out of the way to make sure that John doesn't even have that option. And John's on 4, so he can take 2 points. And then that's about it. And he's used, let's see, so if he's used 3 Leos, he only has 2 cards left in his limit break deck. So since he's on water, probably the only thing he has left is maybe a little Leela, but I do see 2 of them flipped anyway, so maybe he's out. He might be out of his limit break. So here comes Physalis. I'm assuming we're going to dull freeze, or do we want to do the card draw? Yep, we're going to hit Ceramobius, biggest body on the board. Do we do the Leo Brawn? Yep, so we're going to block with Leo. Leo, so a king has technically goes to the break zone before it's moved to the limit break zone. John is going to pitch a card for the Brawn effect, so we get to bounce something back to hand. We will bounce Surgus, which essentially just removes it from the game, as after it would hit the hand, it goes to the limit break zone. We can still come in with that Ultimecia. John's going to take a point of damage, and it's a bonus burst. It is an Aria. Oh, man. Did we just give ourselves a chance? We can search out a Warrior of Light. Do we have one? Did we see them all? He went through the deck and he didn't pull anything out. That deck's getting kind of thin too. Oh no, we didn't have anything. I know he used an ultimate shield earlier. I wasn't sure if he'd burned the other one. Yeah, Arya has no targets. John checking his break zone. Unfortunate. That could have been huge if he could have gone to get 7 cost wool out of that. But he does not have any more. Arya came into the damage zone. I'll save you, sir. I'll save you. And just like, no, actually, you won't. We can send Verstale in, although there's not much reason to, as I believe Miwa can just block and trade with it. I'm assuming Cody's just going to pass here, unless he's going to break his limit and use, what's her name, Victoria? You can't kill the Ceramobius, but you could just get rid of this Miwa. Yep. Looks like he's heavily considering it. Is it going to drop? There it is. Victoria, blast the Miwa for 7,000. Did we pay for that, Victoria? Like, he did the limit break payment, but did he pay 4 CP for her? I thought he only had 2 cards in hand, so I think he needed to pay the 4 from hand to do it. Did I miss that? Okay, here comes Lena Leviathan. Yeah, we got to have enough. Lena is going to... Okay, so John... I was just about to say, this could be John's last turn, but Lena is going to give him a burst of air. Yeah, I'm not sure if we paid for that Victoria on Cody's side. Like, he did the limit break payment. Maybe he paid before he went to the limit break deck, but I thought he had only had 2 cards in hand, in which case he still needed to pay 4 for her. So either I missed that or we didn't actually pay for the CP cost of that card. Well, regardless, so here comes the Lena Leviathan. Now, Leviathan will only bounce a single card, which we will bounce Victoria, which essentially counts as a freebie. We go ahead and get rid of the Physalis to shrink it. And we're going to pass. We have 2 defenders. Cody has 4 in hand. Let's see. He's used a Victoria. That's 3 from the limit break deck. He used a Surgus. That's another 2. I think those are the only 2 he's used, so he should still have 1 more limit break left that he can use. Something like another Victoria to pop the Lena. Yep, we are gonna hit our limit. We just keep hitting our limit over and over in this game. Looks like he's digging again. Going to do a Surgus. Probably just gonna dull Leviathan out of the way, I would assume. Pitches Laguna, and I think that might be Griever. Go ahead and dull Leviathan. We should still be okay, as we can block with this Lena, and only the Verstale can attack. John probably thinking right now, man, is there anything he has in hand that would dull this Lena for 2 CP that I need to block now so I don't get surprised? Yeah, he does. He says, nope, I'm just not going to risk it. Oh, that's right. So he can use the Brawn effect. So a Princess. Okay, so we're going to bounce the Surgus. Leviathan's going to trigger. He actually shrinks Verstale, it looks like, over the Ultimecia. I guess he doesn't want to go to 6 damage. I thought maybe he would just get rid of the bigger body. Or maybe he's still deciding that. He pointed at Verstale, but maybe he hasn't fully decided yet. Okay, he is pointing at Verstale. Okay, he does. So he actually shrinks the Verstale. Not overly worried about the Ultimecia. Interesting. Oh, yeah. So for anyone who didn't... So the way the Queen Brawn works, when a Job King Ford or Princess Ford you control is put from the field to the break zone, you can pay 2 water. When you do so, choose a Ford, return it to its owner's hand. So the Lena died. He paid 2 water, sent the Surgus packing back to the limit break zone, and since Leviathan saw a bounce, he gets to trigger a 9k reduction. John finally swinging back in. We do hit a Verstale. We're going to put a Tidus down. Interesting. Okay, so Tidus is actually a pretty decent blocker in the sense that if Cody targets him to get him out of the way, Tidus will do his Blitzball flip kick, go back into the deck, and then send whatever targeted him packing, plus draw John some more cards. Did John stabilize? Can he pull this out? Cody currently just has an Ultimecia on field as well as 4 cards in hand. Leviathan can trade with the Ultimecia if we just swing in naturally. Cody should be at... Both of them should be out of their limit break decks at this point. So yeah, we do send the Ultimecia in. I'm assuming we're going to offer the trade with Leviathan, unless we want to keep the continued value. We could take 1 more point of damage. John will take it. And it's a bonus burst. Well, actually, hold on. I don't know if that works. I don't think Ultimecia can be targeted by summons, right? Yeah, Ultimecia can't be targeted by summons, so... Oops. Yeah, John saying, yeah, oops, I just realized that. So it was a bonus burst, but you know what he could do, though? He could choose his own forward. Yeah, he could. So it's because it's an invalid target, he can't select. Yeah, so he just chooses his own Leviathan or his own Sarah. So yeah, he can just target his own forward. Technically, it loses its abilities, but he still gets the card draw off of it. They resolved it. It's like, oh, screen got fuzzy there. Is that Adia? I think Adia just... Yes, okay, so that is Adia. So we can search out a Category 8 forward. Adia can also essentially shrink something on our opponent's board. Granted, the only thing it can freely kill right now is the Ceramobius. If it targets Tidus, again, he's going to flip kick, knock her into next Tuesday. It won't kill Leviathan, but we can shrink the Ceramobius if we so desire. John is most likely going to deck out before we do. So, yep, going to target the Ceramobius. We get rid of another Adia and Aranea into the break zone. And Ceramobius is gone. Pass the turn. All right. So John's going to draw. Tidus can obviously get in for a point of damage. That's not amazing. I almost think you'd rather have him as a blocker right now. But we do have to do something about this Adia. That's kind of... I wonder why... Maybe he really should have targeted the Ultimecia earlier with the Leviathan trigger. just because it is the big body that can threaten to swing in every turn, whereas the Versailles, you can block that with anything. But John is on damage 6 now. He cannot take another point of damage, so if he plans to win this game, he's got to find a way to do it now. Oh, is that... Oh, it's Glaciella. Okay, so we'll gain a second crystal. All right, now this is a card that can put some work in. So we can spend two water CP as well as a crystal to blast something for as much damage, 2,000 damage based on all the characters we have. So he could freely take off the Ultimecia and the Idea. Swings it with the Tidus. He's got to be feeling confident. Hits a Sid Randall. Realm's going to... Oh, nice. So we're going to play the Realm. Realm will bounce the Tidus. It makes a crystal. Leviathan will trigger. We'll get rid of the Idea and pass. And we have a card in hand as well as plenty of crystals. And this Glaciella, she is charging up that surefire burst. She's ready to just bow, machine gun down this board. She's going to be hitting for 10k right now. Yep. I don't even know what they said. I just know he immediately fired it off. Ultimecia can't be targeted by summons, but you bet your butt she can be targeted by abilities, and that's it. So that was all turn. He had to pass. Oh, is John going to do this? Hits a Fusoya off the Realm, swings in with the Leviathan, hits some ice card. I can't quite tell what that was. Plays an Exarray, which can draw us 3 cards. So, and we have the crystals to load up. Cody has 5 in hand. Oh man, did this flip off the back of that Lena Leviathan. Tale as old as time, right? Lena and the Lord. Lena and the Lord. Da 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 da. Cody reading over the Glaciella. He has to get Glaciella off the field before he puts anything down. I don't know how you do that in a Verstale deck, but that's what he has to do because any forward he puts down is just going to get blasted to the moon by a surefire burst. And yeah, while John technically doesn't have cards in hand, he can just pop that X-Array at instant speed, go ahead and draw himself 3 cards. As long as he doesn't deck himself out, he can get there, man. I mean, I don't know what Verstale would have to deal with this. He's already used all his limit breaks. A Physalis with a special, but even then the Physalis will just die in response. Spending 3. Aranea, okay. That's not bad. I mean, it will break 2 things. We can break a 5 or less and a 3 or less, so we can kill the Glaciella and the Realm. We're obviously going to respond with the Exarray, draw 3 cards. We're going to spend one of those to surefire burst the Aranea. I mean, shoot, that's about the best card you could have played, right? It also threatened the haste first strike. But yeah, it's going to die, unfortunately. However, we cleaned 2 things off the board, which also means we're not going to die in response. Oh, and then he Levi Tarasu'd. Oh, my goodness. What a draw. So, yeah, and that's going to be game. So, just to recap what happened there at the end. Cody played Aranea, which is on damage 5, so it chooses to break a 5 or less, as well as a 3 or less. John he broke the X-Array to draw 3 cards into his hand. He was at 0, and of the 3 cards he drew, he pitched 1 for the surefire burst, killed the RNA on the stack. Then he drew into Levi Tarasu, used that to prevent the Realm dying, because otherwise he wouldn't have had enough attackers next turn. It would have just been Leviathan. Or he used it to prevent Glaciella dying, so then was able to swing in Glaciella and Leviathan for the game. And I'm assuming most Verstale lists don't have a ton of EX bursts, so I don't think Cody was going to hit anything that saved him. But whoop, holy moly, dude, John pulled that out of nowhere. He looked very dead for quite a few turns there. Man, cool to see Verstale again. I haven't seen that deck really represented in a minute. So John technically on Mono Water Giga Wall, which didn't whiff. I mean, it did hit a Sarah, but it didn't get the full 2 cards you wanted to see. So heck of a game. Not a bad way to start this tournament. I hope you all are able to see it okay on the stream. I know there's been some like PowerPoint issues, but hopefully, if nothing else, you can hear my voice, and I will do my best to keep giving you the play-by-play of what's happening. As we are wrapping up here in round 1, I'm going to take a little vocal break as our boys clean up their decks, shuffle up, and stick around. Round 2 will not be too far away. Hopefully, we can fix some of these streaming issues. If not, I will do my best to guide you through it.